In a move that is out of a house of horrors, Donald Trump has selected a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs election denier to be his CIA director. Donald Trump choosing John Ratcliffe, the former director of national intelligence under Trump, to be CIA director.
Some breaking news to tell you about. Donald Trump has made his pick to head the CIA. He has chosen the former director of national intelligence, John Ratcliffe, to lead the agency, bypassing some more controversial picks like Kash Patel, who have been reported to have been under consideration for the CIA or the FBI.
Okay, so again, it's sort of like good news, bad news. The idea of Kash Patel running the CIA is incomprehensibly horrifying, to the point where I'm not even comfortable talking about it, but it seems we don't have to worry about it because it's not going to be Kash Patel. John Ratcliffe is the epitome of the I pretend to be a serious person while I'm really just a more serious looking sycophant who goes along with whatever Trump says. Ratcliffe promoted the idea of widespread 2020 election fraud, foreign interference, massive dumps, the whole thing, despite no evidence. And he is now potentially going to be the director of the CIA. A Fox News host will be Secretary of Defense. An election denier will be director of the CIA. Recall that intelligence agencies in 2020, 2021 concluded there was no foreign manipulation that affected the election outcome. John Ratcliffe kept raising that, well, we think it may have happened. There's the potential for that. Ratcliffe is accused of delaying an intelligence report on foreign interference because the report said there was none. He allegedly delayed it because Trump allies pressured him to do it because they wanted to leave that report out in order to bolster their claims that there was foreign interference, even though the report would have clarified that there was not. When Trump started calling for, we need to investigate the fraud, John Ratcliffe said, yes, we do. I support those investigations. That, number one, completely exceeded his role as director of national intelligence. And of course, it was completely and totally politically motivated. It had already been looked at up, down, and sideways every way. And Ratcliffe was a major architect in creating doubt about the legitimacy of the election overall, which had such a corrosive effect on democracy. As we've talked about before, if you believe that the elections can't be trusted, it makes you, in general, less likely to vote, less likely to believe that your vote matters, and on and on and on. This is a disaster. Now, at such a difficult time, if we are looking for anything positive, I hesitate to even say this because I'm not an accelerationist. Accelerationism would say, allow your political opponent to make things as bad as possible, because the worse they make it, the quicker the whole thing will collapse, and then we can rebuild it the way we want to rebuild it. The reason I'm not an accelerationist is that big picture historically, it's never worked. When you look at the biggest eras of advancement in the United States, they've all been incremental and built on one step at a time, one brick at a time. It was the progressive era that ended around the teens or 20s in the 20th century, the civil rights era, the New Deal era just after World War II. Those were not accelerationist movements. Those were some of the most successful periods of left-wing advancement in the country. They were not built on break everything down and destroy it. So I'm not an accelerationist. The one thing I can offer to you, and you tell me whether this is hopeful or scary. This is already looking so much worse than Trump's first term, which was an abortive disaster. As you know, that first term was so bad, it led to Trump being made a one-term president. This is already looking so much worse than that first term that we can hope that the American people will realize how bad of an idea this was. And then MAGA is going to have a disastrous midterm in 2026. That's what I can offer. I don't know if it will happen. I don't know if it resonates. I don't know if it's actually more harm than good, but it's what I've got. I'm trying to make excuse me. I'm trying to make lemonade from the very few lemons that I'm finding underneath the desk. On the bonus show today, what happened with Alan Lichtman's prediction? We will discuss it, and we will discuss the system that he uses, the 13 keys. We will talk about what education might look like under the forthcoming Trump administration. And we will also discuss the harebrained selection of Mike Huckabee to be American ambassador to Israel. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. You can sign up at joinpacman.com. You can use the coupon code Not Again to save bigly. And please do remember to pre-order my forthcoming book, The Echo Machine, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Apple Music podcasts, Kindle, and everywhere books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. I'll update you on pre-order numbers tomorrow or the next day. See you on the bonus show, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Well, I wrote a book after a long journey and a ton of work. I am really thrilled with how it turned out, and I hope you'll read it. The book is called The Echo Machine, and in a nutshell, it looks at how American politics got so broken, who has already figured out solutions, and how we can try to fix it and stop the terror of Trump for the next 4 years. With Trump winning this election, the Echo Machine couldn't be more relevant, not only a warning about how we got here, but also about what might be coming and how to prevent the worst outcomes. We've got to stay engaged. We need a plan, and that's what the book is about. There's a belief out there that unless you have corporate media behind you, you can't have a successful political book launch, that it's not possible. I think we can prove that wrong. Order The Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere that books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, please order me The Echo Machine by David Pakman. Wherever you get the book, you'll get the free pre-order perks, including the signed book plate. Head to davidpakman.com/free book stuff after ordering.